All right, looks like we just got a tornado warning for parts of our viewing area. We're going to pull up our alerts at the moment, but it does look like we're dealing with a tornado warning over parts of Allen, Warren, and Simpson County. We are loading this up. This has just been issued
There
here.
we go.
We do hear the alarms going off, so if you're in this area, you need to take shelter immediately. Now, this tornado warning will continue through at least 12 p.m. Central Time. This does include parts of Allen, Warren, and Simpson County. Please head towards the most interior part of your household. Stay away from windows. Try to go to the lowest level of your building. This includes Rockfield, Woodburn, Alvaton, Trammell, and Eubanks Ford. There is a tornado warning, which means take shelter immediately. There has been sufficient rotation for this tornado warning to be issued. Again, this will continue through 12 p.m. Central Time. And David, if you want to head over to the wall and zoom in on some of this rain and action that we're seeing across the area right now. This is going to be our focus basically for the rest of the show now.
Yes, yeah, and we mentioned there was the potential that we could get a spin-up tornado whenever you do deal with this racing line of storms. And right now, this warning just includes Bowling Green, the south end of Bowling Green along I-65, again towards the Woodburn area. This is southern Warren County. The sirens may be going off as we speak, so that's what you're hearing. It is that tornado warning. Seek shelter. Make sure that you are in that safe zone, which is an interior location, a bathroom, a closet. You're away from outside walls and windows, and you can always protect yourself too. You can take the pillows in with you. Some folks actually like to put on helmets as a way to keep their head protected, and obviously make sure that you get the kids nice and safe first, and then take care of yourself after that. You can see right now we do have some rotation on velocity here when you see the greens and the reds next to each other. This is just outside of the Rockfield area. And Raquel, if you can really kind of zoom in right here, I believe, yeah, this is kind of the area we are looking at. So right here is likely where we have some broad rotation. Now, when you see this kind of rotation, this is higher up in the atmosphere, but this is an indication that the storm itself is rotating, and there is the potential that we may have what we would refer to as a wall cloud coming down from this thunderstorm, and that's where you can get the tornado. So around the Rich Pond area, be in your safe zone right now. This is along 884, and so again, we're just outside of Bowling Green. Looks like this is going to stay further to our south. Here is Nashville Road coming out of town, 31 west. But yeah, you can see we've got, it's not well-defined rotation by any means, but certainly the fast motion of this storm is what can lead to extra twists in the atmosphere. And that's what happened the other day. We did have some reports of tornadoes in northern Ohio County and also into Hardin County. So right now, not really getting a true debris signature by any means, but we do definitely have that rotation that we are continuing to deal with, and the rotation is what is prompting the tornado warning as we speak. Can you actually put the warning polygon back on?
Yes.
Along with velocity here.
Okay.
So there you go, right there. Okay, there we go. So this is another look at what we are looking at here. And this is the area of broad rotation in the atmosphere between Rockfield and Woodburn. So in Rockfield, the rotation is outside just to your east here, but this is moving to the southeast, and same areas that actually heard the tornado sirens on Sunday are hearing them again, but this storm is actually located over Warren County. The one we had on Sunday was mainly into Allen County, and I'll talk about you guys in Allen County coming up here in just a moment here, but you can see along Rich Pond Road here, this is where we've got the potential tornado here, at least Doppler radar indicated tornado. There's been no confirmed sightings just yet, but if we get word of that, we will obviously let you know here. Here is the 65. This is continuing south into, this is taking us into Simpson County here. So if you're over there into eastern parts of Simpson County, you'll want to be getting into your safe zone now. You have a little bit of time, but not too much here. Don't try to venture outside, see what you can see, and then decide to take shelter. Get into that safe location right now and just ride the storm out. We want you to be as safe as possible, even if you are on the outer eastern edge of this polygon here, which really takes us into Allen County. Or, yes, this is Allen County, this is Simpson County right here. So even out there into Allen County, want you guys to be taking safety right now, because sometimes you get wobbles in these storms, and when they wobble around, obviously that can put other folks in danger. That's the reason why we often have these larger polygons here, is so that if there is any sort of wiggle, we know that everyone is safe. So if you're anywhere in this red polygon here, which does include western parts of Allen County, eastern Franklin County, and also southern parts of Warren County. And this is the area right here where we are looking at the greatest rotation. So we do have this tornado warning in effect. If you are just tuning in right now, we do have a potential tornado near the Woodburn area, and this warning goes until noon. So the next 27 minutes here, the storm will be impacting places like Trammell out there into Allen County, Simpson County, Franklin. You guys are not specifically in this warning, but still stay in your safe spot. Right now, let's get a look at some cameras out there. This is a look at the ballpark, and yeah, we are certainly dealing with some very torrential rain right now. Scottsville Road, you can see the rain is certainly coming on down. Those other two locations, are we looking at, is that Tompkinsville and Columbia?
Yeah,
I believe.
That's Elkton, Columbia, and then we have Scottsville Road there. But yes, I mean, this tornado warning will continue through 12 p.m. So make sure if you live in this designated area, again, this is parts of Bowling Green, parts of Franklin, parts of Scottsville, eastern Franklin, western Scottsville, and southern Bowling Green will see this continued tornado warning. There has been sufficient spinning for this to be issued. Now, the National Weather Service has reported that at 11:26, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located right over the Memphis Junction, moving southeast at 35 miles per hour. Now, a tornado is definitely possible, and $50 size hail is being seen at the moment. So please, please, please take shelter immediately. If you are in this area, you'll need to take shelter now. Again, go into the most interior portion of your household, the lowest level preferably if you have a basement, maybe a bathroom, and cover your head for extra security. We are also going to see continued heavy downpours. I mean, currently, if you live anywhere close to Greenwood Church, Plano Church, Rockfield School, Shawnee Estates, Woodburn, Matlock, Boyce, Allen Springs, this is for you. Very heavy downpours along those neighborhoods. Again, this does include those portions that, or those people that live near Hunters Point Lane, Summit Boulevard, Neil Howell Road, Southwind Drive, Matlock Road. This will affect all of those communities that are within this specific location. And we are going to continue to see dangerous conditions to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes are not safe. Damage to roofs, sidings, windows will occur. And at this point, damage to trees is also likely, David.
Yes, yeah, and this is a very messy situation right now on radar. This is always a little bit tough for folks to really look at on radar when you're trying to find that rotation here. And so if it looks this messy on radar, we don't want you to try to, go outside and see what you can see. We want you to just take shelter now. If you're anywhere in southern Warren County, get to that safe zone. You can see on velocity, this is really our indication that we do have some rotation in here, and it's really going to be right in this area. It's the fast nature of this storm system. The cold air rushing out from the storms has really picked up its speed, and when these storms start to encounter maybe another storm, they can generate a little extra twisting motion, and I believe that is what is happening right now. Things are getting better for you into Rockville, at least with the tornado threat. Woodburn, you want to be in your safe zone. Stay there until this warning expires. Elvaton, you're just in the warning zone. Stay in your safe spot. Trammell, again, this is getting us out there into Allen County, Simpson County, really the eastern part of the county under that warning. So if you live anywhere near the Allen County Allen County, Simpson County line, you'll want to be in that safe zone. Again, we do have a tornado warning. If you are just joining us, tornado warning was issued about 10 minutes ago, and it will continue up until noon here. And it is for this area of pretty broad rotation in the atmosphere. No sightings of tornadoes just yet, but there's the potential that we do have one on the ground. If you're in Woodburn right now, please seek shelter. All right, Raquel, can you let's zoom back into this area. You can leave it right where we're at. You can kind of zoom on into the Woodburn area right now, Alvaton, Rockfield. If you're anywhere in this area, Matlock, you'll want to take shelter, stay in your safe zone. And your safe zone, again, a lot of folks know exactly what that is, but in addition to going to your safe zone, make sure your kids and your pets are safely with you. If you do have any sort of time, which we don't have too much, but if there's a blanket around, if there's a pillow around, you can grab that with you. That gives you some extra protection. And those interior closets and those interior bathrooms, they can be more anchored down, especially the bathrooms because of the piping. They can really be anchored down to the house. That's the reason why that's a safe zone. And also, in the event of any sort of damage, obviously the outside walls, they could be penetrated first by any sort of debris that could be flying around. That's the reason why we want you in those interior closets. So just be there. Don't need to be scared. Just listen to us. We'll get you through this. Again, we've got about another 20 minutes or so for this storm to pass on through. And we obviously know, especially here in Warren County, folks do have that PTSD from tornadoes in the past, and specifically the one in December. Now, in this case, the setup, nothing like that day, but we are getting enough rotation in the atmosphere to where we potentially do have a tornado on the ground, generally in this area. And again, this is looking at reflectivity here. And when you look at reflectivity, this just shows you where the rain is, where some of the hail is, and obviously we got the lightning indicators as well. But the main threat that we are dealing with right now is that tornado warning. And it just so happens that because of these storms, they've actually been knocking out some of our weather cams, so I'm not really surprised. What camera were we trying to look at there, Raquel?
We're trying to look at the one right outside of WBKO, but that one is officially out. I'm going to try to look for some more so we can get some live footage of what's currently going on at the moment. Since we have a few cameras in Franklin, we have, I think, 2 cameras in Bowling Green, but they're currently going out as we speak. So I'll try to test out some of these and see what we can get as far as current conditions go. But yes, from what we see in the overview, we are almost seeing rain just pouring sideways due to some of those strong winds. So remember, folks, if you do have to maybe head out, try to hold off on that at least for the next hour or so, or at least until this tornado warning expires, because it's really going to be hard to drive out there. Mix those strong winds with those heavy downpours. It's really going to lower visibility. Not to mention it's midday right now, and it looks like it's 8 p.m. It's very dark out there. Those clouds are dark. They are dropping a lot of rain, and even though we need it, it's really not safe out there. Ponding, not out of the question. Hydroplaning, localized flooding. Please stay safe. If you cannot see the road, please don't drive over it. Turn around, don't drown. It's better to place things on the safe side, especially in situations like this when maybe flooding is not the biggest concern. Again, this tornado warning still in effect for southern Warren County. We still have it over parts of Franklin, and we still have it over parts of Scottsville. Again, this is a tornado warning. For those folks that are just now turning that TV on, please head towards the most interior room of your household and try to stay on the lowest floor. Move away from windows. Cover your head. I know a lot of folks have storm anxiety because of those tornadoes that we saw a few years ago. And for added protection, you can also get under something sturdy like a heavy table or a workbench and cover your body, and you can cover it with a blanket, a sleeping bag, or a mattress. Again, this is a tornado warning. Take action immediately. Take shelter as soon as possible. Bring the kids, bring the pets, bring those loved ones in with you, and try not to head out between now and 12 p.m., David.
Yeah, let's just wait for these storms to pass on through. An update on the tornado warning is still in effect. No confirmation, but some other locations in this warning actually do include Scottsville. You're just on the edge of it. Scottsville in the warning, Woodburn, as well as Allen Springs, West Fork, Clare, McElroy, Ford, Alonzo, Butlersville, Trammell, and New Row. Those are areas that are currently in this warning, which does continue until we get to noon here. In addition to the tornado threat, there's also the potential for $half-dollar-sized hail. So that is some large hail. And again, you can see this is where our warning is. It does cover southern parts of Warren County. Here's a look outside with our studio, and Raquel's mentioning, I mean, we went outside and looked just before this tornado warning was issued and had kind of like a greenish look to the sky. Some of this actually has to do with our air quality. Some of it also has to do with when you get a little bit of hail in these storms, that can make a greenish hue in the sky. And so that's the reason why a lot of times when folks go outside and when you see a green sky coming with a nasty storm, that's a sign that, yeah, we need to get into a safe spot as fast as we can, because we've certainly had some hail reports out there. This is looking actually towards the north. This is actually looking kind of deeper into the storm here, and you can just see it has just kind of an eerie look out there as we are dealing with some torrential rain right now. Haven't really heard any ping of any sort of hail on our roof here at our station, but we are certainly dealing with the strong winds and that very heavy rain. Here's our Scottsville Road cam right now. A lot of flashes of lightning. Looks like we've got kind of a still shot here. Our cameras have been stuttering a bit, as they normally do whenever we do have these storms come on. And so, yeah, this again looking more so towards the north, and it is very difficult to see when you're dealing with this treacherous rain that we're dealing with. This is an old shot from Franklin. I wish it looked like that right now, but unfortunately, we'll have to wait a little bit there. Some of our cameras, yeah, they've been stuck for a little while.
Yes, and these conditions certainly do not help that fact. But let's take it back to radar. Obviously, much of us are seeing the same thing outside. Visibility is greatly being affected by this heavy rain and by those strong winds. So let's see if this tornado warning is still up. Yep, it's still in effect. We're still seeing it over pretty much the same areas. Again, it does look like we have about 16 minutes left of this warning. Again, for those that are just now turning that TV on, we are currently live. We are currently under a tornado warning for those in the shaded area. This does include parts of southern Warren County. It does include parts of Warren, Allen, and Simpson counties at the moment. We're seeing torrential downpours. I mean, it's really raining heavy out there. Visibility is not great out there. We're also seeing very strong winds. So if you saw some damage from the weekend storms that we saw just a few days ago, you're probably going to see a very similar situation today. Why? Because we're still seeing those very intense winds. Obviously, we're also under a severe thunderstorm warning. So we're not just dealing with that tornado warning, we're also looking at a severe thunderstorm warning. So we're dealing with a combination of several things, such as winds gusting around 60 miles per hour. It is not safe to drive out there. I know we're getting closer to that lunchtime. Please hold off on that until at least the bulk of this rain moves out. Again, this is torrential downpour. It's hard to see out there, not to mention the ponding that you'll probably run into, localized flooding. And again, as far as we know, there's still a tornado warning for parts of Warren, Simpson, and Allen County. This includes areas such as Woodburn. If you live in the Meng Road neighborhood, Matlock Road, and also parts of Plano Road, Duncan Road, you are currently under this tornado warning. If you are near some of these neighborhoods, this also includes you. Now let's shift it over down towards parts of Simpson County, closer to Gold City, Hickory Flat, Temperance, Mount Ariel, Clare, Pope. You guys are also under this tornado warning. If you're just now turning the TV on, please take shelter immediately. This tornado warning is currently active and it will continue through 12 p.m. Central Time. And again, let's not forget about Scottsville as well. This also includes the western half of them. We are seeing this warning over Petroleum, Walker's Chapel School, Red Hill, Redeemer, and parts of New Bethel Church as well, Clare, Pleasant Ridge Church, New Row. Yes, this tornado warning is still in effect until at least 12 p.m.
And another thing, Raquel, we're looking at too, there's another severe thunderstorm warning. I want to point this out in addition to the tornado warning that we're dealing with. It actually includes the same areas that are under the tornado warning, because in addition to that spin up that we have on this very large complex, I mean, just look at the hopefully we won't lose power here. Look at the bowing nature of this storm here. I mean, we may have wind gusts in there around 70 up to 80 miles per hour, and that's equivalent to a very weak tornado. So we don't want to downplay that threat either, because straight line winds can cause just as many problems as even a quick tornado spin up. But we still have the tornado warning in effect, but we do have the warning in effect for Franklin and also down there in much of Simpson County and back into Allen County, a severe thunderstorm warning just because of the fast moving nature of this storm. So we have this area right here. This area is kind of racing. And this area right here is where we have a little bit of that rotation. Again, this is very broad rotation, but it does continue to kind of make its way now into Allen County. It's right by where I'm seeing the circulation here. It's pretty close to the Warren County, Allen County, and Simpson County line, but we are getting an indication that there's a chance that the wind field may kind of be taking over this, but still, we do have that warning in effect. So Mount Ariel, you guys want to be in your safe spot right now, and even all the way down to Adolphus, right by the Tennessee line, you guys are in this tornado warning, so seek a shelter, stay in your safe place over there towards a Red Hill, New Row, we've mentioned you guys before. Temperance, dealing with some incredibly strong wind gusts, maybe up to 60, 70 miles per hour. Not getting a good indication of any real tight debris potential, which normally you'll start to see some deeper colors show up if you do have a debris signature, which is an indication that that circulation there. It looks like, did we just get another warning issued?
We just got an update on the warning.
Update,
so it
okay.
looks like it was trimmed a little bit.
Okay. I'll step out of the way and let you talk about this update here.
Yeah, so now it only includes parts of, locations that are impacted include parts of Scottsville, Fleet, Allen, Springs, Redeemer, West Fort, Clare, Petroleum, and Chapel Hill. And it does look like this is now running through at least, let's look at some information here. We're going to see, okay, yes, it has been updated. It has been trimmed now. As you can see, it doesn't include much of Warren County. It includes only parts of Drake and halfway Red Hill, Petroleum, New Row, McElray, Ford as well. And we are seeing hail as large as an inch. It was trimmed, so it does look like it's still the same for Allen and Simpson, but Warren County has been trimmed a bit. This will still continue through 12 p.m., so the time is still the same, but we're still seeing much of the same risks here with that rotation capable of producing a tornado. Again, to give a more clearer look at that, it's eastern Simpson County, southwestern Allen County, and southwestern Warren County until noon. So those are the full updates that the National Weather Service in Louisville has just put out there. But yes, we're still under this tornado warning for much of us still until 12. And
in addition to that, we do have the severe thunderstorm warning, which is in effect until 12:15. So it's apparent that the wind potential here is the greatest. I mean, we're talking about wind gusts 70 up to 80 miles per hour, in addition to maybe that tornado as well. We still have the warning again for those areas that Raquel was talking about, but you can see this severe thunderstorm warning. It includes much of Warren County, really a good chunk of Allen County, all the way over there into Simpson County. So tornado warning until 12 o'clock here, and hopefully once we hit 12, that will be allowed to expire. But here's a look at the severe thunderstorm warnings that also include northern parts of Tennessee around the Portland area. And this is because, the reason why it looks this way is because this is how the bow is really kind of shaping up to that warning polygon there. And we are expecting that to continue to race to the state line and get out of Dodge eventually, but our friends in Tennessee will unfortunately be dealing with these storms as well. So we still have this large warning in effect, and that goes until 12:15 here. We also have another warning. This is into southern Todd County. This goes until 12 o'clock, and even all the way out there in the Christian County. A lot of lightning for you guys. And again, when we look at velocity this way, it kind of gives you an indication of the fast-moving winds in our atmosphere. And as we get a little bit closer to radar here because we're looking at the Nashville radar site here.
We did just get an update. There are 2 areas of rotation that the National Weather Service is keeping an eye on. They are watching closely for Allen County at the moment.
Okay.
So we're looking for the rotation right now. It does look very broad at the moment for us. I'm wondering if we could switch radar locations to see if it could be a little bit better. But right now it looks really broad, and obviously we are seeing these really strong winds. We're seeing a lot of wind shear. We have enough of those meteorological elements to produce spinning in the atmosphere. So again, if you're in this area, please take shelter until at least 12 p.m. This will be for most of, it looks like Scottsville now. This has been extended for parts of Scottsville. It has been trimmed for parts of Warren County, and it has been trimmed for parts of Simpson County at the moment. But again, yes, we have about 7 minutes left of this warning, and we're still keeping an eye on it. We'll stay live as well until it expires, keeping a very close eye on it. But as for right now, David, I do think that the rotation looks very broad for our area.
Yeah, over there towards the Temperance area, this is where we have, a little bit of that extra rotation in here around the Red Hill area. Again, if you've been under this warning, I want you to make sure to stay in that safe zone, stay away from windows, stay in that interior closet or that bathroom. That is the safest place to be whenever we are dealing with this kind of severe weather. So some broad areas of rotation, again, just outside the Temperance area into McElroy Ford out that way, and also down there towards New Road. Stay in your safe spot, Adolphus Petroleum. We want you to be hunkered down, wait until the storm passes. But for a good part of Simpson County, except really the area lining with the Allen County line there, that's where we do have a declining threat for tornado possibilities, but we're still dealing with those very strong winds, very heavy rain, and likely even some hail as well. And we're looking at Doppler radar here, and we may not have as much lightning as what we had earlier, but it's the wind threat. We are certainly dealing with some very strong wind here, torrential rain right now making its way through Franklin, through all of Simpson County, all of Logan County, southern part of Logan County from Russellville south. We do have that very heavy rain. Raquel, is there a way can we pull up the live Russellville cam, if that's a possibility?
Yes.
Can kind of look over there because, or actually, no, I'm looking at it up here. It's trying to reconnect, which means that it's getting knocked out a bit. Yep. But we were looking at that as those storms were arriving, and it was rocking out there, and I'm sure that is still the case. So if you're into southern parts of the county near the Tennessee line, just stay, again, in that safe spot. We're dealing with those very strong winds and very heavy rain. Right now, that seems to be the greatest threat. And obviously, we still have that tornado warning going for the next couple of minutes, unless we just got an update on that.
Yes, we are approaching the last 5 minutes of this tornado warning. Again, this, I will populate it here on our map. It still includes the same area. So this is parts of Bowling Green, this is parts of Franklin and Scottsville as well. If you live in any of these areas, don't come out of your safe spot just yet. We are still seeing a concern at least through the next 5 minutes or so. But if you do live in Little Zion Church, closer to Mount Lebanon Road, stay in your safe zone. All of these neighborhoods that I'm zooming in on, if you live close, even close, and if you're not necessarily within this tornado warning, I would say just continue to stay on the safe side for right now. Again, these showers are absolutely heavy right now. You can barely see out the door. Visibility is being hugely affected, and not to mention, it's not just a tornado warning, it's also a severe thunderstorm warning. So tornado or not, we're getting these strong winds. It's not going to be safe whether you're in this zone or you're not. We're seeing very intense winds. It's going to lead to damage. So please try to maybe delay that commute. I know it's heading closer to maybe that lunch hour for a lot of folks out there that are at work, maybe watching right now. Try to delay that commute until this tornado warning expires. Even then, we're still going to be seeing very heavy rain, very strong winds, and as you can see, very packed with lightning as well. It's absolutely pouring out there, and if it was darker, I think we would see a light show.
Yes, absolutely. And that was one thing, even when I was driving in before, I could see the lightning, and it was still kind of light out, but I was just seeing these constant flashes. And Raquel, we now have an update. It looks like the Louisville Weather Service has expired the tornado warning for Allen, Simpson, and Warren counties. So that warning is now, it's going to come off of our map here in a moment, but it appears that they are letting that warning expire as we speak, even though the storm itself isn't completely out. It looks like the rotation is no longer tight to where it would still warrant a tornado warning. So that severe thunderstorm warning continues in effect. Don't want to downplay that. And we also have an aerial flood warning that is in effect for Butler, Edmondson, Logan, Simpson, and Warren County. And that is until 3 o'clock. We've had a lot of rain in addition to all the other threats that we've been dealing with. We've had a lot of rain, and so that is causing areas of standing water. Those areas that typically flood are flooding, and I'm sure a lot of you folks know where those areas are. And if there are any roadways that are covered in water, the saying always holds, turn around and don't drown, because you never know how deep that water is, and just the intensity of the rain that we've been dealing with. But right now, as of 2 minutes prior to noon, it looks like that tornado warning has expired now for parts of the area, including Simpson, Allen, and Warren County. So that is good news. But if you were in that tornado warning, stay in your safe zone, because you cannot venture out in this. I mean, the nasty weather is starting to cross on over into Tennessee here, but you can see into southern parts of Logan County, still a ton of lightning here. Friends down there into Portland, and eventually into Metro Nashville, they'll be dealing with this light show. And in addition to this, we've got more storms kind of on the backside here. So the flooding concern